Good morning, you guys. It's morning in my time. I've been up since like 6 or so, but yeah. Welcome to K's Unpopular Chronicles. This channel is for growth, love, protection, life lessons, accountability for self, resurrection, and putting an ending to all destruction, chaos, conflict, and confusion. We are all students, but few are true teachers. I'm here to give chronicles of testimony to the collective, as I am a true servant to the Most High. So before I even talk about this chronicle, this testimony that I am going to speak, understand that this is very triggering for individuals that have been R-word. So if you definitely don't want to hear this story, then definitely click off. Goodbye. More power to you. So I wanted to talk about this because see, I'm just like I'm so like done with how disgusting individuals can be. I'm definitely done. So I'm going to tell you the story, and the story is about my family, preferably my father, whatever he is. Before I left my family, I started getting inklings of something that did not add up. There was things that were hidden from me on purpose in order for me to not move forward. My family, my father, he's into not so good things. And he's into not so good things spiritually. He is a shaman, but he's not a good shaman. He's a shaman in the reverse. So basically, he's someone that definitely has spiritual power and can manipulate energy, but he uses it in a very destructive way. My father wanted to hide a lot of things from me, and it's because of what was done to me when I was a young baby, like literally in Pampers. So my father did things that were not good to me as a goober. And this was what I would say, this was a group effort. That's all I'm going to say on that. It was a group effort. He wasn't the only one. It was a group effort. And my mother was 100% okay with it. 100% down with it. So it kind of shows how imbalanced like my parents really are, how destructive, chaotic, and distasteful they actually are. This happened in my grandma's house. My grandma, she's no longer here, but this happened in her home. Because when I first came to the scene, like my mother and my father, I guess they were like, they didn't really have much or whatnot, or whatever the case may be. This was done to trap me. This was done because my father has this this chaotic, disgusting way of thinking that I'm his, and that I can't be in a relationship with anybody. He doesn't want me to be in a relationship with anybody. He doesn't want me to be in nothing with anybody. He wanted me to depend on him. He wanted me to basically get everything from him. And it's like my father had this, and he still to this day has this creepy, disgusting, weird obsession with his own daughter. It's gross. My dad would fight me he would fight me like I'm his lady. He always treated me as if I was his lady, and it never made any sense. As I got older, I started to look at it and see well, hey, maybe this isn't normal. But as a child, because you're programmed to do certain things, you're like, this is normal. I would do my father's feet all the time. He would want me to massage his feet all the time. He would want me to just do things that a wife would basically do. I'm not your wife. You have a wife. So why are you asking me to do these things for you? It makes no sense whatsoever. And I always didn't see anything wrong with it until I got older and until I started dating. And I dated this one person, and they were we were talking, and my person at the time, they didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that I was 23 years old. I was 23 years old at the time, still doing my father's feet, still doing things for my father, just basically working and being in the house, paying car note for my father. They basically would take my money, would take my resources, would take my time, would take my energy just for them. And they would never pour back into it. And if I was to ask something about something help me, it comes with the price. So that's how my father was to me. And I didn't realize that there was something wrong with it until I started really dating. And this person that I was dating was mad. They were bothered. They didn't like the fact that my dad would literally, and she literally said, she's like, your dad acts like you're his wife. That it doesn't even look right. And she would tell me that, and I would just be like, no. And then I started really thinking all of the things. I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right. He acts totally creepy. Didn't want, he was okay with me, as I got older, he was okay with me having my person come to the house. But they couldn't, spend the night and things like that. But let me tell you this, my brother and my sister would have their significant others come over. They would spend the night for days on end. But my person would just, be there, have a little overnight bag, the little overnight, So, she would just be there overnight, and like she would leave, next day or whatever the case may be. And so one day, like, my dad texted me and he was like, I don't want her in my home and spending the night. You can't have company like that. I'm like, and I'm thinking in the back of my head, like, dude, you have my sister and my brother have their significant others come over. They're like eating our food. They're like staying for days, even like a week at a time. And yet you don't say anything about that. But when the moment that I have my significant other come over and, spending the night overnight, it's an issue, it's a problem. No. That's why I say it's weird. My dad did not want me to be in a relationship with anybody. It's like he would get jealous. That is disgusting. And then my mother, because she was so twisted in the head as well, she would get jealous because of my father acting like that. It's like, this is just so sick. It is so freaking sick. See, things like this actually happens in families. It just does not be talked about. People don't want to talk about it. People don't want to say anything about it. And the reason why they don't want to say anything about it, because they don't want their family, or they don't want people to look at them differently, or whatever the case may be. I can give a flying rat's butt. I don't care. You can look at me any kind of way you want to look at me. I don't care, because you don't know me. And you will never know me, ever. So the fact that if I would give a flying rat's monkey about how people perceive me, I would have cared a couple of years ago when people were spreading a whole bunch of rumors and a whole bunch of gossip, knowing damn well I'm not out there in them streets. But they wanted to portray that. They wanted to portray that I was this, that I was that. Now, if I really cared about that, I would have, been like, oh, no, it's not true. Da, da, da. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what anyone thinks about me, what any gossip has been portrayed about me. I don't care. I don't care. Because you and everybody else don't define me whatsoever. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know. And even if I was to tell you, like I'm telling you today, a little inkling of it, you still wouldn't know. So at the end of the day, the reason for me saying what I need to say is because individuals go through this. And they have to know that they have to speak. Tell your truth. I don't care if somebody is telling you not to say something or scaring you and everything like that. I don't care. Have the strength, have the courage to speak your truth. I don't care if they try to deny it. It doesn't matter. You know what happened. You know what happened. And see, as me being a little girl, I always wondered, like, why I didn't really want to be touched. I didn't want nobody to touch me. I've always been that way. I don't want nobody to touch me. That's why it took me so long for me to like actually want to have some type of intercourse with my person at the time, because it's like, for whatever reason, it's like I felt gross. I felt disgusting. if someone was to touch me. And it's because of the dusty, crappy, foul things that were done between my father, my mother, and, it's disgusting. My parents, or the people that I consider as parents, they're not parents. My mom is not a real mom, and my father's not a real father. They're not. They're egotistical. They're envious. They're jealous. Very bad anger problem. My father, his anger problem is through the roof. My mom, her manipulation is through the roof. I mean, it's just, it's like a toxic relationship that they have, completely empty, knowing dang well that the only reason why they stayed with each other is for specific reasons. I mean, it's terrible. And like, people want to portray as if, we got the perfect family, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And that's for every family that's out here. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You have not a clue. You don't. You don't have no clue. All you see is surface level. And that's what my family wanted to portray, surface level. Everybody, when I tell you everybody, even everybody in my family, like my cousins, aunties, they all thought that our family, our little family was like the perfect little family. No, not really. Sorry. No. It was it was like the book of shadows. The book of shadows. Full of secrets, full of destruction, full of sadness, full of heartbreak, full of backstabbing, full of betrayal, one after another. My parents did a number on me, but when I broke free, I broke free. I was done. And when I really realized where the issues were coming from, I had to step back, reflect, and figure out what I needed to figure out on my own. I had to walk away completely from everyone. I had to isolate myself from everyone. Because, see, everyone always wanted to be in my ear to make me think otherwise about them, rather than me having my own way of thinking when it comes down to them. My own perception when it comes down to them and who they are in my life. Like, I had to really step back and think. And when I really stepped back, when I really did the isolation, I really saw how my family, they don't like me. They hate me. They hate me. They don't even want to see me living. They don't want to see me happy. They want me in despair. They don't want me in no type of happiness. They want me sad every day. They want to take my happiness every day. This is what they want. And I had to be strong enough to fight that, to fight them, because they were the devil. They were the evil entity that tried to attach to me. I had to break that soul tie from my family. Blood never equals family. And I had to understand that. I had to get that. I had to acknowledge that. I knew when I was younger that things just was like, it wasn't like everybody else. Like, I knew my family was not like everybody else, but I just didn't, it didn't click until I got older, until I started really realizing and seeing the severity of it all. And the sad part about it is like, these people, it's like they wanted me to feel less than. These people wanted me to feel less than. They wanted me to feel like what I was saying was wrong. What I was feeling was wrong. And they wanted to basically make me feel like I'm evil. They wanted me to feel that way. They wanted me to feel like, oh, like you're demonic, you're evil, you're this, you're that. But it's only because I didn't want to be around them. It's only because I pulled myself away from them. It's only because I started seeing the truth of it all. You know, these family members literally stepped on me and spit on me. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, literally stepped on me and spit on me. This is what these people do. But I'm the evil one because I don't want to have nothing to do with them. I'm the evil one because I don't want to be around them. Okay? This is why I don't take what people say about me to heart, because I've heard worse. I've heard way worse. I've seen way worse about what people think about me. I don't care. And see, those things are meant to deter me. They're meant to make me feel, sad, feel less than. These people have been doing so much illegal things to the point to where now it's all catching up to them. And see, they knew that it was inevitable. And they knew that by me staying in that family, being around them, being connected to them, will block the karma that they deserve. And they knew that because basically what they did was they put the karma, or tried to push the karma that they have done onto me, so that way I won't get ahead. And that's what they have been doing since I was in Pampers. Literally, since I was in Pampers. I would have issues when I was like a little girl. I would have issues with, I was always like sick. And it was one time where I was so sick to the point to where even the doctor asked my parents, why didn't you bring her in sooner? Because I was like 2 steps away from death's door. My parents didn't give a rat's butt about me. They wanted to portray, but they didn't really. They only used me for a garbage pail, literally. My family used me for a garbage pail. They threw all their garbage, all their burden, all their BS onto me. And see, that's no longer, which is why now they have to carry their burden. They have to carry their cross. And see, now they're acting sporadic. They don't know what to do because they were so used to throwing their BS onto me. So that way they can live the life that they don't want for me. See, when you go through these things, you guys, if you go through these things, know the red flags. I don't care if people are your family. I don't care if they're your blood. Blood never equals family. It never will. Your blood can do you the worst. The worst. This is why I'm so resilient. This is why little things don't freaking bother me. Because I've been through so much to the point to where I wish you would. I wish you would try to come up against me. Because I promise you, it will not go in your favor at all. I've taken my power back. I will never be anybody's doormat. I will never be anybody's garbage pail. And I promise you, I'm the type of person to where if I even see some shady things going on, I shut it down. And I will shut you down completely. I will make sure you feel it. And I will make sure to protect not only my legacy, not only my community, but I will protect individuals who I know that cannot protect themselves. I want to be able to give individuals the necessary tools in order for them to protect themselves, because everybody has the ability to do so. But you have to be strong. You have to be resilient. You have to understand that individuals will try to attack you. They will try to hurt you. They will try to dismantle you. They will try to throw things to just deter you in every way. But you have to keep pushing through. You have to be on your P's and Q's. Because there's plenty of people out here that want to see you fail. There's so many. So stay in whatever you believe in when it comes down to your spirituality. If you are spiritual or whatever the case may be, lean on your spiritual team. Lean on them. Because honestly, that's what I have been doing. I've been alone. I've been fighting these battles in the material realm alone. I haven't had any help, any assistance when it comes down to a person but myself. I had to lean on my spiritual team, my ancestors, the archangels. I had to lean on them. Even though I couldn't see them, I knew that they had me. I knew that they were carrying me. And I knew that if I continue to put my trust 100% all into them, that I will push through. And that's what you have to understand. There's always something higher than you, a higher being. Lean on that. Trust that. It hurts. Yes, it does. Yes, it hurts. But everybody has to go through these hurts, these pains. How strong are you? And see, that's the test. How strong are you? Not strong when it comes down to weightlifting and crap like that. How strong are you spiritually? How strong are you mentally? How strong are you emotionally? How strong are you? This is the test. Are you going to pass or are you going to fail? The choice is always yours.